抱虎歸山, carry tiger to the mountain. From our previous. Our previous move was close and shut. So you were facing east. Now rotate your hands, both hands. So be just like as you did the white crane express the wing. Okay. Toes down, and then move forward. Now, as you move forward, it's kind of pushing forward. Okay, so because you were in a sitting position, your upper body is up. Now, toes down and lunging, so that you see your upper body is now like in a hip bending position. Sometimes your hands may fall a little. So as you move forward, you have your intention on your palms that you are pushing forward. Okay, not down. So if my hand just traveling with my body without adjustment, then what happens will becomes like this. See how my hands goes down? Now, see how it travels? So, then at this position you're lunging, then your wrist would be the same as shoulder height. Okay. Press downward. So go there from this point to this one. In this move, it doesn't like the beginning of Taichi, you sink and press. You go down from here to there. So this upper arm, elbow and forearm should have the same shape. Okay? So this view. Now, then rotate your left leg 45 degrees to your right. Now, you were pressing downward, you were in a lunging position, so your left leg is your solid leg. Head hanging, leaning on your back, and then, so I'm not doing this, okay? I'm not rotating by the front of my foot, I'm rotating by the heel of my left foot. So in this point, then I can maintain the vertical alignment of my body. Okay, so this is still empty. But also notice that I'm bending my left leg, but I'm not shifting my body. So you see that my upper body still, see my belly button will be still facing that way. So I'm not shifting. rotate your hand from pressing down to an upright position. So okay, see you are pressing down, now you are rotating, so your toes will probably be facing forward, the fingers pointing downward. Then rotate your body from facing east to facing south. Okay. So see now, I was in a lunging position, and see as I opening my left hip, I rotate, I maintain this form. Now, a point to note is that, so even though now I'm leaning, I was in a lunging, then I'm rotating, so I'm leaning on my left shoulder. So see, my left shoulder now is outside my central line. So now your left heel, your left hip, and your throat should now be in a vertical alignment. So whenever you are leaning on one side, you're leaning on your shoulder, then originally whenever you are standing or sitting, or even a horse stance maybe, then standing and sitting, then your heels align with your knees, align with your hip, aligning with your shoulder. But as you are leaning on the shoulders, so leaning on one side, now this is solid, this is empty, you see that my upper body would now tilting on this side, instead of shifting the balance, shifting the body vertically. So then, now your throat, your hip and your heel forms a vertical line instead of your left shoulder. Now, this is a unique shape that you are leaning one side, and see how my right leg is empty, is in an angle that aligns with my body, like this. So it is the same as I'm lunging. So see, this is my angle. This is my angle. Same. So the trick is how you can transform from a lunging position to a leaning position. So it has to be practiced. You have to practice to find the balance, but to make it simpler, instead you have focus on the heel, the hip, the groin, mostly the groin, and your throat. So the lower body, that from the waist down, the heel, ankle, and the groin maintain, and now you are shifting from the shoulder to your throat, so now it forms vertical. Okay, see? And then, okay, toes down, and upright your hands, and also your, say, your thumb now pointing south, and your fingers pointing downward. Now, as you raise your hands like this, rotating your hands, your fingers should be pointing 45 degrees on each side, and toes down. See, I'm still leaning on my left shoulder. Then relax your waist, dropping buttocks, and then kind of lunging forward. Now I am lunging on my right leg. my body still face south, so I'm not at this point, I'm not pointing that way. Okay, I'm pointing south, my whole body pointing south. And as I lunge, my whole body still facing south. I'm not rotating, so I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. Okay, I am at this point. I have already rotated my body, so my left foot pointing southeast, my body points south, my right leg points southwest. And at this point, my fingers point downward as my toes go down. Without moving my wrist up, without shifting my wrist, I'm just rotating my hands by rotating the wrist. My thumbs now pointing south, mostly, a little outward, a little south, south but upward. And my fingers pointing southeast and southwest. And then lunging. At this time, you are raising your arms 45 degrees. So after you finish lunging and raising your arms, so it's like carrying a tiger on here, which is very useful if you are lifting, always lifting things, that this movement can help. But it's more on application, but okay, see how if I 45 degrees this way. Okay, let me see how to adjust this. Okay, 45 degrees this way, so see how my hand's pointing that way now, and now this finger points 90 degrees that way. See, now I'm lunging on this side. Now I maintain this angle, heel, the groin, and throat on this side. And also, see how my hand was 45 degrees, so as it travels along, then now it becomes like a flat surface. Not doing this, not doing this. And also the spacing open on this should be equal, isometric, central, and this should be at the same height and width as on this side. So for beginners, it may be confusion because you are raising your arms and while you are shifting your body. So sometimes you may do something like this. Okay, this is your left side is wider than the right side, or like this, your right side is wider than your left side. So try to get the same width and 45 degrees. So it's fair that if you are having a wider angle on one side and narrower angle on the other side, they will be unbalanced, right? Uneven. So 45 degrees, like that. So your arm would be same as your single whip. The arms from shoulder to your wrist should be around 45 degrees. Instead of this, okay, instead of single whip, like that. So if I show you my right arm on this side, so I'll be starting from here. See? And also turn your head, look at your right thumb.